I mean, the simple answer to that is I love making fun of things, and I love Yu-Gi-Oh! So the two combined loves sort of joined forces and became a unified force for making fun of anime. But really, what I explained this yesterday in the panel, and what basically happened was, a long time ago, I used to like set up my old video camera in front of the TV, and I would mute it, and I would just talk over the characters on like old episodes of Babylon 5 with my friends, and we would make up different characters. We'd never seen the show, so we had no idea what was happening, but we basically just made up things as we went along, and I loved doing that. And I would go to school the next day, and I would start quoting the things that we'd filmed, because I owned the video, and I would like rewatch it, and I'd quote everything back at my friends, and they'd be like, God, that's so irritating. And now I get to experience what they found. No, but I loved doing that so much, and so I kind of wanted to do something similar to that on YouTube when that became a thing, because that was like back in 2006 when YouTube was like first getting big, and I had Yu-Gi-Oh DVDs. And I love Yu-Gi-Oh! This is one thing that a lot of people don't understand, is that I love the show, and I love the characters, and I love the story. I just think there's so much to make fun of in it as well. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think if you can laugh at the things that you love, then that's great. I made the episode 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, and it went online, and like 60 people liked it, and I got very positive comments, and people would like make another one, and I was like, all right, we'll see how it goes. And then 60 people became 600, and then 600 became 6,000, etc., etc. And it got to the point where I literally was too terrified to read what people were saying, because I would make an episode, I'd upload it, and then I'd turn off the computer and run and hide somewhere. Because I was very afraid that this would be the one where people were like, okay, this is dead. This is over. You've ruined it. This isn't good anymore. And so I eventually got to the point where, like 15 to 20 episodes in, I was like, well, people don't seem to be turning against me. I mean, some people are like, this show used to be a lot better, but people are still laughing and people are still enjoying it. And then I got invited to conventions, and I came and I saw people who were like, obviously really enjoyed the show and really enjoyed, sharing it with other people. And I was like, regardless of whether or not the new episodes are as good as they used to be or whatever, the fact that it's out there and people are talking about it, it means it's taken on a life of its own, and whatever happens now, I don't think there's any killing it. People love it, and it's going to keep going. And every time I come to conventions, people show up, and I'm like, really, you guys still like this? Okay, it's cool. But I mean, that's a long way of answering your question. Anybody else have any questions? Somebody's holding up somebody else's hand right there.
Actually, I wanted to ask what you used for editing your Abridged series. I've been wondering for a long time. Just haven't had a chance to answer the question.
Originally, I used Windows Movie Maker to edit. That's the funniest thing about the panel right there. I realized very quickly about 8 episodes in that wasn't going to work if I was going to keep doing this, because it was so frustrating and it really didn't give me the results I wanted. So I ended up going with in the middle of the show, I went with a program called ULEAD Video Studio 10, which was, it was all right. It was a free program. Actually, no, I think it was like 50 quid. But it was serviceable, and now I've upgraded to Sony Vegas, which I've been using for the last 20, 30 years. Someone's like, yeah, Sony Vegas!
Did you just learn Sony Vegas on your own, or did you follow a guide? Or
Everything that I know about editing, I've just kind of learned by trial and error. It's all been kind of like teaching myself. And I know that I'm not perfect at it, but the things that I do are the things that I'm comfortable with, and I don't feel like I'm just doing it by the book, and I'm not doing it because somebody else told me that that's how to do it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with reading a book and learning how to do something properly, but I kind of feel more comfortable doing it this way, even if it's wrong, because it's how I've learned myself and it's how I've taught myself. So
yeah, we were just kind of curious because we wanted to do an Abridged series.
Okay.
Later on down the line, and we didn't know what we would need for it. So.
Well, the one thing you need to remember about an Abridged series is that the only thing, you really only need one thing, and that's a good script. Ultimately, if the jokes are funny, and if it's going to make people laugh, they won't care if you can hear audio in the background. I mean, I think there's some sort of attitude where people are like, unless it sounds like an official dub, then it's not worth my time. I think that's ridiculous. I think honestly, if something's funny, it's funny. You know, I think there's some like, you could draw something on a cave wall and it could be funny. You know.
All right, then, thank you.
No problem. Purple Eyes. He doesn't draw on the cave wall though, but he's extremely funny. We're in the middle there, yes. Oh.
Oh my God.
Yes, my American friend. Is it an American tutu? It's a Canadian tutu. Disgusting. He needs to wear a tutu that has the stars and stripes on it, then I'll like it. That's the weirdest, it's like, everybody always asks me to do the Bandit Keith voice, but I feel like it's one of my weakest voices because it's just me doing this. You know, like, how is that an American accent? I don't know. Do you guys sound like that? I don't think so. In America, yeah. Anybody else? Yes, we're in the front.
I have a question for Melvin.
I can't do the audio effect for Melvin, but I'll do this is what I do when I'm just recording for Melvin, and then I alter it afterwards. Yes! So he's basically Marek. What, do you want a hug? I don't have a knife with me. Chainsaw! I will hug you if you want, dude.
Okay.
You want to come up?
I will pretend that my microphone is the Millennium Rod. Kill your family, kill your family. You're already dead. Excellent.
I hope I didn't actually injure you though.
Give me fuck.
Somebody over Masky.
Yes.
In the movie.
Can you be in the movie? Shut up, Masky. What movie? Oh!
You're being Slender Man. I get it.
Get a job.
Somebody with blonde hair. Is it a Vocaloid, I think? No, somebody with headphones and blonde hair. The girl. Yes. Oh, it's a J Cat. Sorry. Who wore it better? The audience. Who's wearing the J Cat? Oh, that is cool.
I just want to say yes.
Somebody asked yesterday what time is it, and I said it's peanut butter jelly time. Wrong answer. It's time to duel. I should have thought of that. See, you're smarter than me. The guy in the blue, light blue.
So what, you started out as a solo act, obviously doing first couple episodes, all the voices yourself. What's it like working with like 4-Star, Shady Box, all those other people?
These questions are so serious. What's it like working with Team 4-Star on Shady Box and everybody? I mean, yeah, like you said, I did start off as a solo act, and I kind of thought that that's one of the things that people liked about the show, was that it was really obviously one guy just goofing around and sort of talking to himself, I guess. But working with, I mean, Team 4-Star are like some of the most like, I mean, they are pretty much the pinnacle of what we're doing right now, in my opinion, with the bridging. And they're extremely professional guys, even though they're not technically professional voice actors, but they behave very professionally. Kaiser Neko directs me when I'm recording for Frieza and everything, and it's really a treat to be directed by him. When it comes to like doing stuff for my series with other voice actors, I kind of don't know what I'm doing. You know, I mean, I hate to say it, but I feel like I don't do them justice, because like I write the dialogue and then I'm like, I don't know how to write for other people, I guess. I don't know how else to explain it, but I feel like it sounds really weird hearing other people read my dialogue, because I always have a very specific way of hearing it in my head, and it never seems to sound that way when it comes to on the recording, but I kind of feel like it's just, that's me not writing properly for other people. But they're all great people. Shady is extremely talented and obviously very popular with the ladies.
Absolutely flawless.
But I feel like I've never really done them justice, and I feel bad for that, because it's like, if people's only experience with them is my show, then they're not getting the best what they can do. So I do highly recommend that anybody who hasn't seen it goes to watch Shady Vox's